The night was thick with tension as two towering forces prepared to collide. Wladimir Klitschko, the Ukrainian giant, whose dominance had stretched across an entire era, and Bryant Jennings, the relentless American contender, stepping into the ring with nothing to lose and everything to prove. The arena lights cut through the dark like blades, illuminating the faces of thousands who had gathered to witness a heavyweight war that promised more than punches. It promised legacy. As the opening bell edged closer, cameras swirled around Klitschko's stoic expression, a mask of cold precision, the look of a man who had calculated victory down to the smallest detail. Jennings, pacing like a lion, hungry for his first kill, carried a fire in his eyes that said he wasn't here to survive. He was here to dethrone a king. This contrast, cold dominance versus fearless ambition, created a suspense so thick the arena practically vibrated with it. And then the bell rang. What followed became a haunting dance of power, intelligence, and pure will. Klitschko's jab snapped forward like a whip, a piston-like strike he had mastered over a decade of crushing challengers. Jennings didn't fold. He surged forward, weaving, slipping, showing no respect for the champion's size or reputation. Every time Klitschko's glove cracked against Jennings' guard, the crowd gasped. Every time Jennings slipped inside that long reach and fired a body shot, they roared. The war had begun. But this was no reckless brawl. It was a psychological chess match. You could practically see Klitschko downloading every movement Jennings made, adjusting angles, measuring distance. Jennings, however, was unpredictable. His awkward rhythm, sudden bursts, and fearless close-range attacks forced Klitschko out of his comfort zone. The suspense only grew as the round clock ticked down, each second feeling heavier than the last. Was this the night the king fell? Or would Klitschko's iron discipline weather the storm? As the bell for round one echoed through the arena, both men returned to their corners, sweat already forming on their brows. But their eyes told a different story. Klitschko's calm had cracks. Jennings's confidence had grown. The tension between them was no longer just competitive. It was explosive, ready to erupt in the rounds ahead. And the crowd, they could feel it coming. A shift, a spark. A moment that could change heavyweight history. Round two began with a shift in energy, one that rippled through the arena like a warning tremor before an earthquake. Jennings came out with more confidence, dipping under Klitschko's jab and stepping inside with surprising ease, forcing the champion backward, something few dared to attempt. The crowd roared with each successful entry, knowing full well that Klitschko wasn't accustomed to being pushed. Wladimir tried to reassert control with sharp, disciplined footwork, circling left, ... Keep in range, tightening his jab trajectory. But Jennings' rhythm was unpredictable. He didn't move in straight lines, didn't hesitate, didn't show respect for the champion's usual dominance. He fired hooks to the body, thudding into Klitschko's ribs and forcing him to clinch, using his size and strength to neutralize the threat. The referee repeatedly separated them, adding fuel to the tension. Klitschko threw a powerful right hand that narrowly missed, grazing the top of Jennings' head. The challenger grinned, an expression both taunting and energizing. He stepped forward again, popping a quick jab of his own, before slicing in with a right hand over the top that momentarily surprised Klitschko. The audience exploded. But Klitschko, with champion's composure, regained control instantly, firing his jab like a weapon. Each strike a reminder of the years he dominated the division. His timing sharpened. His stance tightened. He landed a clean 1-2 that pushed Jennings back a step. Subtle, but significant. Jennings nodded, acknowledging the power, but refused to back down. He stepped back into range, slipping and weaving under Klitschko's reach, forcing Wladimir to grab and hold. The round progressed, with both men exchanging bursts of dominance. Klitschko landing clean jabs and occasional rights. Jennings pressing forward with gritty inside work. The suspense grew thicker with each second as everyone realized this wasn't the one-sided display many expected. Jennings wasn't just surviving. He was competing, pushing, testing, forcing the champion to dig deeper. When the bell sounded, the arena erupted into applause as both fighters returned to their corners, breathing heavier, eyes sharper, knowing the stakes were rising, and neither man had yet taken control. The war was building, and both could feel the storm forming. The third round began with the tension of a fuse, already lit, sparking and hissing toward an inevitable explosion. Jennings immediately closed the distance, stepping inside Klitschko's long reach and ripping a right hand to the body that slapped against the champion's ribs like a whip. Klitschko clinched, using his strength to smother the attack, but Jennings refused to be bullied. He pushed off and launched another flurry inside the pocket, forcing Klitschko to step back and reset. Wladimir tried to regain rhythm with his jab, but Jennings' timing had improved. He was slipping under, rolling left, rolling right, closing angles with an almost fearless confidence. The crowd felt it. Jennings was gaining momentum. But champions do not crumble easily. Klitschko began adjusting, throwing shorter, quicker jabs, stepping around Jennings instead of straight back, adding subtle feints to disrupt the challenger's entries. He landed a crisp left hook that turned Jennings' head slightly, drawing a roar from the Ukrainian fans. Jennings nodded again, acknowledging the shot, but stepping right back into the fire. The challenger's pressure increased. He jabbed low, feinted high, launched surprise bursts that forced Klitschko to clinch more frequently. Commentators began questioning whether the champion was feeling the pressure physically or mentally. Jennings' confidence grew as he pushed Klitschko to the ropes. firing quick hooks to the body and uppercuts inside the tight space. But Klitschko's experience kept him alive. He tied Jennings up, pivoted off the ropes, and fired a straight right down the middle that landed flush. Jennings stepped back, blinking hard, the impact clearly felt. Klitschko seized the moment, firing another jab-right combo that snapped Jennings' head back. Suddenly, the momentum shifted again. The crowd roared as Klitschko took center ring and began imposing his style. Measured, controlled, punishing. Jennings refused to break, though. He stepped back into range again, landing a clean jab and slipping Klitschko's counter, refusing to let the champion settle. By the time the bell ended the round, the arena was buzzing with electricity. Both fighters returned to their corners breathing heavily, sweat dripping, eyes locked across the ring. The message was clear. This battle was becoming a war of will, stamina, and heart. Four erupted with both men ready to claim momentum, the tension now burning like wildfire across the arena. Jennings came forward aggressively, snapping a jab to Klitschko's chest before firing a looping right hand that Klitschko narrowly avoided by stepping back. Wladimir immediately responded with a stiff jab that cracked Jennings clean. But the challenger absorbed it and kept walking forward, applying pressure with unwavering determination. Jennings' ability to penetrate Klitschko's distance was forcing the champion into uncomfortable territory, making him clinch earlier and more. And neither man was backing down.